Look, Ralph, you don't have to tell me about the cost of a professional decorator.
Well, it could charge as much as £6 or £7 an hour.
Oh, out of my range anyway. That's why I'm so vigilant about the decor of my house. You know, the one I'm renting.
Now, Pat's a sociable sort, isn't he? Chatting to me the other day about getting things going on the close. Something like a spring barbecue, for instance.
Oh, yeah, he would. With him supplying some of the grub. That way he'd make himself a few bob.
His veg is very reasonable.
Needs to be if you buy it from him, Edna. I mean, I haven't got money to chuck around. I mean, no fancy extras on the menu. For our friend here.
Oh, that's fine by me. No, things are tight all round, I reckon. I mean, take me, for instance. The funeral sent me back a few bob. Nearly £600 to be precise.
I've got all the worries of being a landlord. If there's a cold snap soon and a pipe burst in that house, I've got to have a contingency fund for the repairs.
Harry, I've just been thinking I'll do the shopping this morning.
Why?
Well, it works out cheaper if I go. I shop around more.
What about the shopping trolley? You'll want me to pull it for you, won't you?
No, I'll manage. Besides, I'm better shopping on my own. You panic me. You never give me time to think.
What's this penciled in for the 23rd at ACG? Oh, dispute over manning levels. Jeff Iron's the convener there. I don't line up with him politically, but he's a first-class bloke.
Too far to the left for you, is he, George? No, it must be a problem for you, though, mustn't it? When all the good shop stewards, the rail grafters, turn out to be commies.
Yeah. Seriously, though, while we're on the subject of conveners, this guy's Dr. Kemp.
Frankie Bennett. I'm going up there to see him this afternoon.
Well, now, he's at the other end of the scale. We get called in because he's made a pig's ear of it. Well, that or worse.
Wait. What? You mean he's on the take?
Nothing you can actually pin down, but, you know, I get this feeling he never quite levels with you. Anyway, don't let me influence you. You go up there and see what you think.
You know why I'm going, don't you?
Case of unfair dismissal, isn't it?
That's right. It's being put to the committee. They want me to take it up. I might need a bit of help with precedence, lad.
Oh, well, the research department will help you out, though. Just give me a ring when you're ready with your questions.
It's odd, really, though, with the subcontracting coming up. I wouldn't have thought Petrochem wanted any aggro.
One dismissal. It's an isolated thing, man. That's just minor.
Not always, not at the finish.
Well, this one's going to be, because that's how we're going to play it.
It depends on the circumstances, George. We don't know what they are.
Look, just go in there and sort the thing out with the minimum of fuss, yeah? Get the thing well out of the way before those tenders hit anybody's desks. Certainly before they're taken up. Oh. Didn't want one of these, did you?
Didn't your one give you any breakfast this morning? You Weston Sheila. You're sinking them as old you. That's pregnant.
Yes, well, that's 22 carat your wedding, 18 your other. Pre-war. There were mainly 9 carat during the war wedding rings, the price of gold being what it was. How much did you want?
Isn't it more what you lend?
You tell me what you're after.
Well, it cost him £10, the wedding ring in 1937. Well, money's gone up, so to speak, so... Well, I was thinking £50 the both.
Well, it's a good weight. Yes, I think I can do that for you.
Perhaps 60 or 70.
60.
Yes. And I'll need a ticket, won't I?
Now, this is the important thing. Your date, your time limit. 3 months. But if you go over, don't panic. I always keep stuff over a bit.
It won't be 3 months. It can't be.
Fine. You can take them out this afternoon if you want. But it'll still cost you 12p interest.
Oh, I do hope it's this afternoon. I really do.
What's your name?
Edna Cross. I've had a bit of bad luck, really. I really need to raise £160.
Address?
I've got a son I could turn to, but he'd have to know what it was about.
The address?
Kevin's.
No, yours.
6 Brookside Close.
Harry? Oh, sorry, love. Do you mind if I interrupt?
No, it's all right. Just paying the rent.
Where do these go?
She wants them in the kitchen. She thinks the blinds are too clinical.
Right.
Can't see why myself.
Oh, I can, though. Those will make it very cosy. I mean, it's like with hospitals, the way they try and cheer them up with colour. Fabrics, I mean, not idiots like me.
Well, I don't know. I bet you do more to cheer a wall than any curtains would do.
Oh, what a nice thing to say.
He's after something.
True, I've got a really fiddly job on here, threading a load of curtain hooks.
Oh, no. Sorry. You know Michelle, who's looking after Terry? Well, she asked Sandra to go round and lend a hand, but Sandra's not into that sort of thing, putting herself out for nothing. So I promised I'll go round instead.
I'm sure Al can do the job if he tries.
Bye, Mr. Cross.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Be nice if we could get him up before she came back, wouldn't it? Be a surprise for her.
Oh, anything for Edna, eh?
Give us a hand, will you? Oh, is she still here?
Oh, don't be like that. She's only just come.
Did you invite her?
Well, no, I spoke to Sandra, though.
Well, you could have asked me first. Oh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's all right. I can manage.
All right. How long ago was your accident?
5 weeks.
I'll tell you what, that leg will be weight bearing soon. They'll fix a little heel at the bottom and probably a short plaster too.
Well, he goes to the fracture clinic next week.
Talk for himself, can't he?
If he chooses. He doesn't all that often at the moment.
Well, you make up for me, don't you? I mean, all the rabbiting you do.
Release the boredom of this room.
Why don't you go downstairs?
You what?
Yeah, bump down on your bottom.
Oh, great. And what happens if I feel dizzy halfway down the stairs?
Oh, not on your own, when Michelle's around. Mind you, it'd be harder for you getting back up. Still, I expect you were fit before.
I'm not now, though, am I? If you've done in half the time, all I want to do is sleep.
Oh, leave him. Tea?
Tea.
Yeah, please.
Listen, Terry. How long do you think she's going to go on without feeling really cheesed off? I mean, she's looking after you, but you're not even trying. You don't even make an effort. I had this patient once, an old chap. He had gangrene in the legs. Had to have both his legs off. Well, he pulled himself up on the monkey bar. You know, one of those things over the bed. What, 3-4 days after his operation. Sweat was pouring off him. 73 he was. And you're what, 20-something, aren't you?
How's that, Edna?
Oh, Ralph, you shouldn't have.
Why? What's up?
I just feel tired, that's all. Where's Harry?
He's out. He's back for tea.
Well, you know what it is. It's a way of bringing in non-union labour. Subcontract out and in they come, in by the back door.
Yeah. Well, don't you worry about the maintenance work, lad.
That's something you can leave to us now.
What's that supposed to mean?
What it says.
I thought maybe Williams had said something about me running to him for help.
Why, would that be fair comment?
He might be, yeah. But what's he get his money for, eh?
You know the union works, don't you, lad? There's a high proportion of members here to officials. Therefore, we depend on the lads, don't we, for a strong shop floor. It's tradition, lad.
How do you mean?
Well, we're a craft union, aren't we? We expect our members to have pride. We expect our members to be able to be capable to defend themselves. And we hope enough of them will serve on the lay committees to keep a strong shop floor democracy alive.
You lot are all alike. You're great at speechifying.
Yeah, well, don't write me off yet, lad, eh? Let me sort this lad out first. Then you can mark me card for me, if you still want to.
Yeah, well... You've got the bare bones there. Fella's called Crosby, John. He's an insulation engineer. No bother till about 6 months ago. He accepts his work fell off a bit because he had domestic problems, but not to the extent that they make out.
No, but there were complaints about his work.
There were, but I tell you the thing that made it worse. They brought in this new plant manager.
Paul Collins? Yeah, I don't know, lad.
Well, he comes in and he wants to make an impression with the powers that be. He started cracking down. Crosby says he was picked on more than ever.
But was there an actual incident or what?
Well, the supervisor made some remark. Crosby got his rag out, said something that he shouldn't have said, you know. He never actually laid one on him, but the feeling was plain that he'd like to have done.
Stupid beggar.
Yeah, but he was marked out because Collins wanted an example making.
Look, I told you I know Paul Collins. I'll have a word with him before I go tonight. Strictly off the record, though.
No, he's out today. Some public relations caper. I suppose you want to see Crosby himself?
Not today. Want to get jammed up on this first. Was Crosby coming to you with all of this about being picked on?
Of course.
Well, you didn't come running to us over this one, did you?
That's just how Williams sees me. He's prejudiced against me. Some things I do handle myself. Complaints, for instance.
Well, what's this then? About 6 months ago, change of deployment.
Well, it meant in effect from doing fairly simple routine work, he got shifted to something more, well, complicated, I suppose.
And that's when he started falling down on his work?
That's when they said he did.
Yeah, well, what does he say?
Well, he admits he had domestic problems.
So he did fall down on the job?
I suppose so, yes.
At exactly the same time as he changed work?
I think it's just a coincidence. I wouldn't read anything into that.
Well, it's obvious you wouldn't, would you? Because there's nothing down here about it. Look, you can leave this to me now, all right?
See you again then, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Sure you will.
What did you say she's gone to get you?
A pair of keks. She's lending them off Pat. She's probably still over there talking to Kate.
She's always smiling, that one. Maybe it's because her teeth show up more, you know, with her being...
Should have heard her before. She gave me a load of verbal. Should have heard her.
Why? What for?
For giving up easily, I suppose. Letting things get me down and that.
I held all these things ready to say to George. How they'd been on at me on the estate. Betty, where I was staying, and all her mates. Saying I should fight for George. You know, do something.
What? There isn't anything that's going to do any good.
They said that's not the point. That I should fight for the principle of it. For the unfairness. I had it all ready to say to George. When I saw him, I just couldn't. He looked so terrible. He just... I couldn't batter him with words.
Did you take it bad then?
It's like he shrunk.
No bad jokes?
Oh, he makes jokes, yeah. And you think, oh, that's better. And then you look. His eyes aren't laughing, are they? He makes a joke and it just makes it worse.
Well, maybe he'll get used to it a bit more.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will. And then he'll look even more hunched up. They may have broken your bones, but George... Well, he'll mend all right. Broken bones do. But him... Whether his spirit will, ever.
I think I've got that problem too. I break out in a sweat sometimes. I panic. It's like I'm in the tool hire. The moment the boot started going in. Never had much bottle any road. Always me did the runner. Me, not him.
Barry Grant?
Yeah. I think, why did it have to be me? I mean, he's all right. He's out now. He's walking round.
You'll feel better when you're out of here. Hobbling up and down the close.
As long as it's in the dark. I feel like something out of a comic strip. Especially with this thing.
It'll grow, love. Yeah. Looks quite good now.
Feels a bit better.
Oh, Terry. When I think of what that man's done to you, and what he's done to George, I feel like never resting till he's punished somehow.
He's leaving us on our own for once.
Oh, that's nice.
Aye, where's your rings?
I'm doing potatoes.
You haven't left them on the windowsill, have you, where they can get lost?
No, I've put them away safely for that very reason.
Well, get them back on again. It's bad luck to leave them up for too long. And we've had a belly full of that recently.
I wouldn't say that.
Look, with Grace passing over the way she did, and him living with us until God knows when.
Well, you can hardly turn people out at Christmas, the season of goodwill.
I'll have none left by then. And anyway, get those rings on.
Harry?
Yes?
I was thinking of ringing Kevin, asking him around to make plans for Christmas.
Well, I've no objection. Those days are over, I'm glad to say. Yes, I'll go along with that.
Oh, just get me a cream, will you?
Oh, Terry, don't if it's too hard.
You let him try, Michelle. You're doing all right.
Oh, God, just tie me to the banister. I can just down here for the night.
Michelle, I found it. Look, the article on George when he saved that drowning child.
Looks like the dog's had it.
Oh, never mind. And never mind there, Terry. Carry on.
What's got into her?
Oh, God knows. I am knackered.
I think you'd be tired tonight. So I was wondering, would you mind if I went out with Kate for a drink?
Why not?
Well, I wouldn't if you minded. I'll just go and check how Marie's going to be in. Marie, I want to go out with Kate for a drink tonight. So I was wondering, would you mind?
Oh, yeah, you go.
Why have you got that out?
I'm going to use it to help George. I've decided, Michelle. I'm going to fight. I am really going to raise a stink about it.
George doesn't want that, does he? He just wants to do his time.
I know that. But there's what I want as well. There's my feelings, isn't there? I don't think I could go on another visit, seeing him the way he is, and know that I'm not lifting a finger. Oh, maybe not to get him out, before he comes out anyway. But I could clear his name.
But if he doesn't want it?
Even then. Talking to your Terry made me realise just how bitter I am. Well, I am not going to sit and bottle all that up, not for another 6 months. What would George come out to, eh? I'd be that eaten up. I'd be in such a mess. I don't think we'd last very long. Our marriage wouldn't, I don't think.
Don't half exaggerate.
It's had its trials over the last few months. You should know. And there's the fact that he'll come out to no job. And he'll have a record. Well, I've got to be able to live with myself. I can't just have done nothing.
Guess you're just more of a fighter than me.
If your Teddy can get himself out of that room, then I can fight for George. And God gave me a loud voice.
Kevin, say something.
Like what? That I just meet the debt? That you promise never to do it again and that we all pretend it never happened? I mean, it's not the first time, Mum. We've been through all this before.
Kevin, please. He'll be back in a minute. You know he's only gone to get the paper.
Yes, and that's all he wants in a way. Time, space to potter about, gossip, read the paper, and you'd spoil all that, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't if he didn't know. And anyway, it's not like that now. He's got the tenants to fuss over.
Exactly. He's got additional burdens, maybe financial worries too, and you'd add to them, wouldn't you? I mean, the man looked forward to retirement. How selfish can you be?
I didn't mean to drag him in.
He is dragged in. He's married to you, Mother. You've got a problem and you won't admit it, and I'll tell you this, Mum, until you do, it's Dad's problem as well. He shouldn't have to cope with stress. He's got a heart condition.
Oh, Kevin.
I'm sorry, but it's no help to either of you to paper over things, to bail you out and have it start all over again. Look, Mum, I'm going to take you in the car. We'll get off now before he's back, and I'll lend you the money to redeem the rings. But that's the only money that I will lend you. And I'll drive you back here. I'll call again tomorrow, and by then you will have told him. Yes, Mum, you will.
I don't think I can.
Well, in that case, I'll have to tell him for you. But I'd rather you did it yourself. I'm sure you'd rather, really.
What about the money? The threatening legal action?
Take the first step, and then we'll see. Look, Mum, I'll help you get the rings, but only on condition that you tell him.